Gillian.
Neil, have you come across this week with a confident group?
Well, you can't be overconfident, obviously, but our performance was very good on Saturday, and we hope to carry that form into the game tomorrow. Different team we're playing against, very good team. Who give us a lot to think about in the corresponding game. We'll go along, have a look at the pitch tonight, and just try and get used to the surroundings as quickly as possible. But I think the players are looking forward to playing again.
Given you obviously played them in the first leg last week, how do they compare with Helsingborg last year, who you met in the playoff stage?
It's difficult to say. I mean, they set up a little bit differently to Helsingborg. They were more 4-5-1 at Celtic Park. I'd imagine they'll be a little bit more forward thinking in their approach tomorrow evening. But they've always got a good mentality, these Swedish players, and again they'll believe that they're not out of this tie. We know that if we score, then Elfsborg have to get 3. So that's what we'll be setting out to do, and make the tie as difficult as possible for them.
Yeah, this time last year we were sitting in Helsinki talking about the advantage you had going into that one, which was obviously goals-wise, it was the same advantage, but this time you don't have the away goal to worry about. It's a better lead. The
clean sheet is important, and we have to remember that we've just played our first league game, and we are, in terms of match fitness anyway, we are way behind other teams in the competition at this stage. So that is a difficulty in itself. We still got some new players coming in, obviously trying to bleed them in and trying to win games at the same time. It's always a difficult period, these qualifying games, no matter who you're playing.
The fact that they have to take the game, do you think that'll work to your benefit?
I don't know. I mean, we are decent on the counter attack. We've got good pace in forward areas. But we will try to take the game to Elfsborg as best we can as well. Our record, our recent record away from home in Europe's been decent, but it counts for nothing tomorrow night. We'll have a good look at the players this evening, and again, you need your technical players to play on a tough pitch as well. So that'll come into our thinking in terms of team selection as well.
There's no fears about the AstroTurf?
No, well, I mean, I wouldn't have thought so. We've played in Helsinki, we've played in Moscow, played in Belfast this year. And the players have coped okay with it, and we've trained on our own yesterday, so it's nothing new, put it that way. It's just sometimes there's a different bounce or a different roll on the surface, and tonight may give us some sort of indication of the way it'll go.
The Helsingborg coach, Elfsborg coach has said, as far as he's concerned, all the pressure is on Celtic, and still the favourites for the tie. Is that a fair point?
Well, probably going to the tie even before last week as favourites, but the players are used to being favourites. It's a tag that we carry domestically and sometimes in Europe as well, so it'll not burden us if we are clear favourites going into the game.
Given what happened last year, Neil, there's an assumption, certainly amongst a few of us in here, that you did enough in the first leg to get through. Do you sense that, and do you have to guard against that assumption?
No, we certainly don't sense that, and we don't guard against it because we're not thinking that way. We may have to win both ties to go through, so 1-1. We don't have to win. A draw will be suffice, obviously, but I think we're coming here to try and win the tie as well.
How much more confident are you given the 2 qualifiers last year, for instance?
Well, it certainly give us the experience that we can. We've been down this road before, but like I said, it counts for nothing. I'm more pleased that we're a week further down the line. We've had another game under our belt. In terms of match preparation and match sharpness, that's very beneficial for the players. And like I said, I thought we played very well. I thought our fitness levels, against Elfsborg and again on Saturday were very good. So we'll be expecting even more improvement hopefully on Wednesday night.
Is Kelvin Wilson in your thoughts for a starting place tomorrow night?
Yeah, he is. He's here. He's in contention.
What's the situation with him at the moment, Neil? Has he indicated to the club that he wants to leave?
Well, certainly not to me, maybe to the club, but not that I'm aware of at the minute. But listen, there's no getting away from the fact that there is genuine interest from a club in England. The press, our press anyway, well aware who that club is. But I don't want to discuss any of the players' conditions or situations at the minute until after tomorrow night.
Are you confident he's okay mentally getting into that game?
Well, I haven't spoken to him yet.
You have spoken to him? recently, today or yesterday?
Spoke to him yesterday, yeah.
And how was it about the whole situation?
He's quite calm, Kelvin. He's that demeanour, he's that type. And if he's picked, if he's fit for selection, if he's ready to play, and I'm sure he won't let us down.
How important a cog in your team is Kelvin Wilson?
Well, he's been magnificent for us, and certainly in these games and in Europe for the last 18 months. And he had a very, very good season last year. He started this season again very, very well. So he's as important as some of the other players we have, the Samaras's, the Ledleys, the Browns.
Of course, in European competition last season was when you were able to really have a consistent lineup, was it? Especially in defence, it wasn't tweaked too often.
No, it's a fair comment, and my back four, played very, very well in the group stages, and they give us a real platform to have the run that we had. They've started the season again very well. There's a good partnership there at the back with Kelvin and Effie, and we don't see any reason to break that just yet.
Have you asked him to stay beyond this qualifier in the playoffs before he meets
Like, I'm not going to discuss, what was said privately to players. I don't think that's right. It's between me and the player. He's aware of what we think of him, and he knows the situation and what lies ahead of him.
George Samaras is okay for tomorrow night, yeah?
He's still a wee bit tender, but we'll give him, every opportunity and all the time in the world, and we're pretty confident he'll be fit to start.
And when you sit down and look at his goal scoring record in European football, and just even in the last 12 months, he's such a talisman for you. It would be very important to have him start tomorrow, I presume.
He's a player who's improved, immensely the last couple of years, and he's always striving to get better. And he works at all aspects of his game. Fantastic professional, and we've relied heavily on him, and I don't want to keep relying on him. I want him to play well, obviously, tomorrow, but I'm hoping that another couple of players come to the fore in that regard, certainly, because I think we may have to score tomorrow to go through.
I know the financial reward the club gets for qualifying for the group stage isn't your concern, but what is your concern is the season as a whole and the playing staff. How important is it, therefore, that you do reach the group stage again, given how much it whetted your appetite last time? For you as a manager as well.
Yeah, well, that encompasses everything, really, your question. It's the Blue Ribbon event. It's one we all look forward to, the supporters as well. And we've been starved of Champions League football for a few years up until last season, and you can see what it meant to so many people in the country. So, we're hoping we can achieve that again, but we still have a mountain of work to get through before we can start talking about that.
You can ask what your reaction is to the news the club said to close part of the stadium, which was news that we heard yesterday.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, because I think that section adds a great deal to the atmosphere, a huge deal actually to the atmosphere at the stadium. But there was a final warning after the Cliftonville game, and that wasn't adhered to, and the club have taken this decision. It's beyond me. It's a club decision, and it's just a shame that it's come to this. But there are lines of dialogue still open, so. I wouldn't say that this is the end, but there are rules and conditions, and it's all about safety at the end of the day. That's paramount to the club.
And it looks as though Mo Bandura is struggling for tomorrow night. He's got a wee niggle, it's a hamstring injury. Is that a boost for you guys, that he might not be available?
Well, we prepare the team for Mo playing or Mo not playing, as we did for the game last week. So whatever team Elfsborg put out, will be a pretty formidable team, and one that we will be ready for, with or without Mo. Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.